So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song short, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair educational for and entertainment purpose. Blade. It's like it's all they did. Well, those years ago. See? No, I don't want to do any more of it.
Well, it's nice to see that Jack Black can still sing. Usually when he sings a song, it is a little bit better than the one person who originally sung it. So, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's Britney Spears, Hit Me Baby One More Time. I'm not a big fan of her, so I'm sorry to all you fans who are fans of hers, but I'm not a fan of pop music that much. So, but at least I knew it was actually her. The song that he was singing was actually hers. So yeah. Though I do wish that they would even still sing Kung Fu Fighting, but what are you gonna do? Rather him sing that song from the first one, because one thing I like about going back to old, newer versions of the movies, when they, at the end of the credits, they sing songs from the first movie that they sung in the first. So I'd rather him actually sing the Kung Fu Panda song. Everyone liked Kung Fu Fighting. That one was actually pretty good. Okay? The song is fine for him to sing. Just really wish that he would sing that one. Only in the first one, he sings that one. Jeez, Jack. What is wrong? Why can't you use that song? I know you didn't write that song either, but I like that song better. Please don't get mad about that. I just really wish for him to play the Kung Fu Panda, everyone's Kung Fu Fighting. So, I finally watched Kung Fu Panda 4. Because I learned when I was watching the first part of the Olympics, I still have not watched all of it. Because I'm not really into sports, I just want to watch the opening. But maybe I'll watch the gymnastics later when I'm editing this and having a background of this. But this movie, Kung Fu Panda 4, was pretty good. I did like it. I would probably end up getting it 7 out of 10 after watching Batman Crusader, which I did like at least 2, maybe 3, because I didn't mention it. I kind of liked the Catwoman episode, but I don't know. And most of that show was one I could do without. I guess I can do with this one a little bit more, so that's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. Because at least I like some of it. It was nice to hear Jack Black play do this character again that wasn't one of the older movies. It was nice to see both of Poe's dads and how funny those two guys were. And the fact that Poe's real dad kept on pretending to be Poe since he was the one that actually can't, unlike his like Mr. Goose can't, since he's literally a goose, and his other dad is Panda Dad is the one that can actually do it. Those two were pretty funny. Helping the guy from Breaking Bad and the guy from, I think, Star Trek. Is that the one who plays him? Yep, it's the one from Star Trek. And we also even got, it was nice to, I did not know it was him because he's not in this movie very much, but it's nice to see that we got Short Round's actor in here. Apparently he plays one of the thieves, the main thief, what do you call this thing? He plays the armadillo for the thieves, so it was nice, even though I did not know it was him, because he wasn't in the movie that much. It was nice to see him in the movie again, because ever since Everywhere All at Once, he's been in a lot more stuff. I really wish that he was in a lot more stuff sooner, but what are you gonna do? So, what does Poe have to do in this movie that is so important? Well, there is a mean chameleon that is pretending to be Tai Lung, and she scares a bunch of goats, I guess, or rams, by pretending to be Tai Lung and scaring them to go to the Valley of Peace. And then we see a little fox played by I always have a hard time saying her name, Aquafina, even though it's not spelled the way I see Aqua, but okay. So Aquafina is playing a gray fox. Now fox is not always red. I guess she's one of those ones that are probably in the... She could play one of those ones in Antarctica, because if you don't know, Antarctica has foxes that in the spring they're orange like every other fox, but in winter they are gray. So maybe she's playing that fox. Maybe it's winter. I don't know. So that's probably what kind of fox she is. When I first saw this, when I first saw the trailer, I thought she was playing a wolf, but apparently not. It's a fox. So, but still, if you know your animal stuff like I try to, then you know that foxes can be gray sometimes to blend in with their environment, so they can hunt for prey a lot easier. So she is pretending to go and be his friend by stealing his stuff, and then tell him that when the rams show up, I'll lead you to the chameleon if you let me get some time. So she's pretending to be nice and stuff like that, because at the very end of the movie, she's gonna betray him. Woo! So, what does Dustin Hoffman's character Chifu want him to do? Dustin Hoffman's character wants him to choose a successor, because Poe can't stay Dragon Warrior forever, so he has to pick somebody else to be the Dragon Warrior when he dies. So what he's gonna do, since he got his hoarder Oogway, going to Oogway's job and be the one who gives everybody's Fiber's job. And apparently he has to work on getting the right one, because he keeps saying when he gets to the end of the proverb, he says it wrong, and still at the very end still kind of does, but he says one that's right. He decides to pick himself again when after that happens, and Aquafina's character shows up, and I still don't understand, why does everybody not like her? To me, as long as she gets the work done and bees in the movie, I don't really find her too annoying. I've heard and watched a lot more annoying actors than her, so I don't know why every time I turn around somebody says they don't like her. I think she's fine. Only movie I really don't like that she was in was probably that Disney movie she was in, the Dragon movie. That she played the dragon in it. That's probably the only movie I did not like that she was in, and it wasn't really her. I just didn't like the fact that movie did not really teach you a good lesson, and it wasn't her fault. It was just mostly the writing in the movie. I mostly don't find her. I don't have a problem with her, so I don't know why everybody else does. So they go, and the two dads follow him because apparently they want to make sure Poe doesn't get in too much trouble, and at least both Poe and Awkwafina's character ends up, what's her name? I gotta stop saying Zen. No. So when they get there and we meet a couple, we find out she's a wanted thief. Whoa, what? That's not surprising at all, in the least. And a bunch of bulls are trying to chase her, and then they do the on her joke, or what, a bull or something like that. Like they're saying, without saying shit. So that one was kind of funny. And they get to go in the sewers, and this is where we meet Short Round's actor Han, and they were gonna kill him until they basically Poe tricked them into thinking that they can do more violence later. After that, they end up staying there for a night, and the next night they go up there to fight the chameleon. We find out that Zen betrayed Poe, and when Poe's ended up in a cage, and they can't lift the cage unless you put something under it, so he has to willingly give Zen the staff, and she can't just take it from him in order for her to use the powers, and then she can hand over the chameleons the staff. So when he's in a cage, she can willingly give him the staff, and so she can use the powers. So since Zen give the chameleon powers, the chameleon can use the powers. So yay. So why does the chameleon want this? Well, she can transform into these other other Kung Fu masters, but she cannot use their powers. That's what she needs the staff for. To summon these Kung Fu masters from the dead, then steal their powers by using the staff. That's what she needs the staff for. And she took in Jim when she was a little cub off the streets and made her into her apprentice because she was useful, because she was one of the few she was the only thief that stood up to her and was not afraid of her. So she thought she could use that to her advantage by rewarding her not being afraid of her, basically. Because everybody was bowing to the chameleon when she was a cub, while she went to go and steal something from her when she wasn't looking. So, after a bunch of the, I think they were Moto Dragons, fight Po, and after he like punches a hole in the ground underneath the cage, and then he fights the other Komodo dragons, or are they iguanas? I think they're iguanas, and the chameleon pretends to be Zen and pushes Po off the cliff, and this is when we see both of the dads coming up the hill to help their son if they need him, which they do, and they go back and convince the thieves to help them, and they do the wonder. Then get after. Well, Po goes back up there to fight them, while Zen gets convinced in her heart that maybe I should do the right thing and help my friend, who's been very nice to me, even though I gotten him into trouble a bunch of times, like at the restaurant that was basically built on a cliff. That kind of reminded me of, if you guys read Serious and Unfortunate Events, where I think in the third book they have a house that's built on the edge of a cliff, just like this one, and just like that house, it falls in. So after that falls in, we see that's what happened. The dads were the ones who made that fall in. So yeah, they go and help Po. All of them do. And when we finally we get to see the real Master Tai Lung, and only one, he's the one that talks. I mean, they do still have the Ox Master, and they also had the Peacock there, but they did not have John Oldsman, or who played him? Who played the bull, the ox? Gary Oldman and J.K. Simmons back. Then they do mention the Furious 5 in this movie, but they said, oh, they're off doing something else, so we don't have to pay Jackie Chan, Seth Rogen, Angelina Jolie, and the guy who was the bad guy and the Chick movies come back. So we don't need those. Well, yeah, and there's also I think one of the ladies who was Charlie's Angels. I forgot what's her name. Lucy Liu. I did not watch that movie, so what are you gonna do? I haven't watched any. I'm not really a big fan of Charlie's Angels, so I did not watch the reboot. So since those 5 were off doing something else and not being here, I just think they just didn't want to pay those 5 to do only a few lines. They do show at the very end, but they don't talk while the credits are rolling. And so, only one that's really talking is Tai Lung, and he gets beaten really fast, and he is putting the old masters. They get even ones that were bad guys during the TV show that I never watched. Were there that they showed up as cameos. And both Jin and Po work together in order to beat the chameleon and get the staff away from her. And still, Zen cannot say the right word. She cannot say Gadoo. She says something else. And Po does defeat her and let out the other masters and give them back their powers. And Tai Lung says, "Well, finally you helped us out. Maybe Oogly did not choose you so wrong badly." So they take the chameleon with them back into the spirit world, and then the movie ends. And Po picks her to be the next next Dragon Warrior. So, and then the movie ends. Like I said, I think this movie is not too bad. I did laugh at a few of these jokes, really, but I was mostly like the part of the two dads having fun. So that's the part I mostly liked. So that's why I'm gonna give this one like a 7 out of 10. I did like the other 3 better. Still think the second one's the best. So if you guys enjoy this, like, favorite, and subscribe. And this will probably come out after I do House of Dragon, so I'll put this out on YouTube in 2 days. So we'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and bye-bye.